Hello and welcome to this Hamblin Vision guided meditation. My name is Mike Jenkins, and for the next 5 or 6 minutes or so, we're going to spend some time just gently going through this guided meditation, and we're specifically going to be looking at silence and sounds, space and objects in space, and at stillness. So take a moment to make yourself comfortable. Find a comfortable place to sit or lie down, and just take a few moments to check in with your body. So you might like to close your eyes. You don't have to, but if you'd like to, you can. And then we'll just take a few moments to bring our awareness to the physical sensation of your body. So just scanning your body with your mind's eye, with your attention, placing the focus of your attention in your feet and ankles and up through the lower leg to the knees, up through the thighs and around the lower abdomen, into the belly, the solar plexus area, into the chest and heart area, up into the shoulders, releasing any tension that may be holding on there. Same with the neck, allowing the neck to simply be free and soft. Scanning with our focus and attention down the arms, into the hands and fingers, and then back up to the neck and throat area, into the face and the forehead, and finally to the top of your head, the crown. And just allow your weight to sink into the chair or the sofa or bed, wherever you are. And just let gravity do its job. And just breathe. For these next few minutes together, there's nowhere to go, nothing to do, no particular demands upon us. We are free in this time to simply let go. And I'd like you now to turn your attention towards the silence. So it may be noisy where you are. Perhaps there are background noises in the street, traffic, or maybe a television in another room. Children, dogs barking, car alarms, whatever it may be. But in between those sounds, and behind and underneath all of those sounds, there is silence. So consciously listen to the silence. Allow your attention to rest there, upon the silence. And notice how consistent the silence is. Notice that no matter what sounds are coming and going, the silence remains pristine, open, receptive, free. Notice how still the silence is. Notice how undisturbed the silence is by any of the sounds. How it remains clear, unblemished, open, free. And you might contemplate also that there is nowhere the silence is not. So even in very noisy places, the silence may not be immediately noticeable, but it is there underneath the sounds and is revealed when the sounds cease, much like the sun ever present behind the clouds. And so just listen a bit deeper now to that silence. Allow the silence to penetrate your being. Notice how the silence is also within you, that it is observed from within you, and that the silence within you recognizes itself in outer silence. And we can turn our attention now to space, which has very similar qualities to the silence. So you can either keep your eyes closed for this section, or you could open them and observe the space in the room where you are. Just observe the space around all of the objects. It's something we don't usually pay attention to, but there's an awful lot of space around the objects, much more space, in fact, than there are objects in the space. And just allow your attention to dwell just upon the empty space. And then if you're near a window, you might like to look out to observe the space outside of where you are. Or you can contemplate that, the space around the building and the space around all the buildings in the street outside, and the space around the whole of the town or city, all the space around the whole country, and expand our awareness to the space around the entire planet, and then the space in which the planet spins, an infinite, eternal universe made up of mostly empty space. And again, allow your attention to dwell upon the fact of that space, the here and now of it. And finally, we can turn our attention towards stillness. You might notice stillness is very much a quality of the silence, is also a quality of the space, of our own awareness. And if you choose an object in the room where you are, or any of the objects, you might notice how most of them are quite still. A lamp or a chair, a shelf, a wall. Most objects are quite still outwardly. And so as we did with silence and with the space, we can contemplate that stillness in any of the objects that we observe that are still. And just notice how it's as if the stillness in you is observing itself in the stillness of the objects. So any time throughout your day, you can use any of these three contemplations, really. Wherever you are, there is always some sounds and lots of silence. The same with space and objects and stillness. So thank you for joining me for this guided meditation. I hope it's been of use to you. And of course, you can find more of our videos on our YouTube channel, so please do subscribe to that if you haven't already. And there's plenty of resources and also upcoming events on our website, which is www.thehamlinvision.org. Thank you.